I'm Mickey Colton.
And I'm Chad Dillon, and this is the Utica Rallycross Series.
Mention live for race number 2 here at the Elkhorn Pike Speedway in the Northwest Territories, Canada. And, you know, it's always great coming back to Elkhorn Pike. Such a unique racetrack on the schedule.
But it's cold!
Oh, it sure is.
It's so
Chad,
cold.
It's sure cold. I've got a couple layers on right now. You know, even in the booth, it's quite chilly out. You know, I don't know why they schedule this race so early in the year, but maybe it's just to keep the drivers on their toes.
We've been told this is probably the worst conditions since the beginning of the Rallycross, so let's hope that it doesn't affect the drivers out there.
Yeah, but it hasn't snowed in a little bit, but the temperatures are dropping.
Yes.
So those drivers are gonna have to deal with a lot. You know, they might be fairly stiff in the car. So we don't know. So
I mean, coming after an exciting thrill ride of Yuma with all the rookies coming out, I'm excited to see what's going to happen today.
I know Alexander Rowe with that great run in Yuma, Arizona. We could see another rookie rise to the occasion again.
Yep.
Though a lot of times it seems to be more of a veterans track. A lot of big names have won here.
It's
Tyler
tough.
Benoit, Tyler Kulesa, Nick Pericles. But let's take a look at the starting order. Who stands out to you here?
I mean, again, I always go with the big names of Tyler Benoit having a really good start at Yuma, obviously. This is also partially a dirt track, so he will excel here. Another big name I'm hoping is Matt Evans to come back after that really abysmal start to the season.
Yep, I'd watch out for a driver like Chris Aurelio. He's a driver that's always fairly consistent. Looking back in the later part of the grid, a couple rookies near the tail end.
Yeah.
Also, watch out for William Brock. He did very well at Yuma. He could do very well here today. Ray Davis is also starting near the back again. Captain Clutch could get it done.
It's going to be crazy.
Let's meet the first driver out on track, and it is going to be Zachary Fitzwater Sr. for Fitzwater Australia Racing. Now, it's going to be a little bit cooler than Fitzwater is used to down in Australia.
Yeah. Now, people always worry now, ever since last season, whenever he's first up to bat, they're like, we don't want to repeat of Blackpool last year.
I know. At Blackpool last year, he managed to get the top time as the first car up. No one's done that before or since.
Yeah.
So, Fitzwater trying his best here today. Now, the first driver is typically at a disadvantage because they don't really get a chance to feel out the course, see what the other drivers are up to, what could be the best line to take when they're looking at the tapes. No one's allowed to practice on this beforehand.
I mean, obviously the veterans will have the most practice as they have run it a couple times over the past couple years. And here he goes, hit the big jump here, a little too fast, hitting over the ridge.
That could be a trouble area for a lot of drivers. That jump is massive, one of the biggest in the series.
It always is. It's really tough because you can't tell your angle when falling down, especially with those ripples at the end.
Yeah, it is very treacherous. He's going through this section of the course, and I believe there's one more section we're going to have to watch out for, and that's going to be the quote-unquote hole-in-the-wall jump.
Yes, the hole-in-the-wall jump where Tyler Benoit has been very scared of that jump. Oh, no!
And it's going to take his first victim today as Zachary
man.
Fitzwater Sr. capsizes his machine, and unfortunately, he is done for today.
I think he was becoming too hesitant with that jump. I mean, he was afraid to hit it at the top beam.
Well, hopefully this driver will have a better job on that. It'll be the Flying Dutchman, Robert Piet, driver out of the Netherlands. We'll see if he can fly through that hole in the wall and perhaps get himself a good time.
Yeah, off to a flying start. Oh.
But Robert Piet had an early start last week in Yuma, so once again he starts very early on the grid. So hopefully he's going to start a little bit later next time. So
Yeah, I mean, last season, though, he actually was in the top 5 for times for last season finishes, so hopefully he can keep that, same drive into this year's run.
Yeah, Piet did great here last year and just did pretty good in general last season. Above average performance for Robert Piet.
I would consider it, really slowed down there, but it might actually pay in his favor because he didn't fly off the track a lot like Fitzwater did.
Yes, as a thing to note here that jump is rough on these drivers. A lot of drivers report that they got a sore back for the week after that jump.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully they'll be all in good place for La Fortuna.
I mean, these shocks in these cars are good, but they're not that good.
Yeah, EEI makes some great shocks on these vehicles, and that's what helps these vehicles withstand such big...
see, that's where it gets a little crazy there.
Now we get to see the rest of the course, since Fitzwater didn't make it. Here's the famous Cortez turn. Stavros Cortez in this race again, so hopefully he doesn't get tripped up by it.
Yeah. Well, he redeemed himself last year, which made him have a breakout season, so we're hoping to see more from him.
Robert Piet through the final S's, coming to the line, and that is going to be a 1:33.305, top of the board for him, as Tyler Benoit, the Dirt Devil, on track.
Here he goes into the opening jump here. Let's see how he does.
Ooh. A little wonky on the landing.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough landing. I mean, it's one of the most awkward jumps in the circuit, so...
He's going through the resort entrance. It was just a nice little loop around there. And now he's on the dirt, which Tyler Benoit fancies.
Yeah, he does. The toughest part, I've actually talked to Tyler Benoit a couple times, and he said the toughest part about Elkhorn is the shift. The change between street and dirt constantly throughout the event. So it really challenges him as a driver.
Because those two different compounds, you could end up sliding going onto a section. It's very hard to keep control. Whoa!
Wow, that pretty smooth, though. He's able to get a lot of speed going into the turn.
It looked pretty rough, but he did make it without too much jostling around, so he's still going on track. Let's see if he can deal with this section. Now, this section, Tyler Benoit is usually pretty worried about.
Yes.
He almost had a pretty bad accident here. Nearly lost his head on this jump, and he's going close again!
But he's learned. He's able to get the momentum to tilt the car up, so if he does hit it, he's not learning to decapitate his head.
I'm still not sure if that's the best strategy of getting it done, but hey, it worked for Tyler Benoit this time. Can he defeat Robert Piet's time? Coming through the final section of the course, what's he going to get? Oh, contact with the inside wall.
He does it!
Yep, 1:35.68. We're still about 3 seconds off the track record as Stephen Carter, Mr. Consistency, on track.
All right, now almost ran up the wall, almost broke his name there.
That was a pretty cool move by Stephen Carter, but I'm not sure how much time he picked up off that.
Yeah, it won't give you too much. The key parts that I've seen is the big jump in the middle. That's also where you can get a lot of time if you can hit that right. This turn here, if you snap it right and go right and get enough momentum up the mountain before the big jump, that saves you a lot of time as well.
Now, Carter was a championship competitor last year, and he's off to a good start this year as well. He's up in the top 3 in points.
Yeah.
So he's got a good chance of repeating that success from last year. He's trying to chase that first championship.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely gradually been getting better and better every single season, so hopefully this will be his year.
Fairly smooth through that section of the course, but he's had a couple of bobbles beforehand. He's going to have to really make some ground in the late stages of this course.
The key, though, is we've noticed a lot, like Robert Piet's run and Tyler Benoit's run is in the street course. The street section near the end, they've hit a lot of walls, they've slowed themselves down, it's really tripped him up, so that's where he can save a lot of time!
Oh. And he keeps making mistakes, and right now he's really consistently in the wall for this particular run.
Got a lot of momentum there, though. He was able to ride just over the hole in the wall, so it's actually giving more speed.
The question is, will it be enough? As he's got one final section of the course going through the S's, he's got to keep off the walls. And this is very deceptive because the S's get tighter and tighter as you go around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, not going to cut it. Yeah.
Not a good run for Stephen Carter, as next up it's the Maltese Falcon, Aiden DeGabriel for the Malta National Racing Team. First time in this environment, and the Mediterranean Islander is definitely in for the cold today.
Oh, yeah. He probably picked extra layers, or didn't really expect it to be this cold. Who knows?
And so Aiden DeGabriel, a rally racer, has some experience on the island of Malta. He's run a couple rallies elsewhere, and he's ready today. He was a little bit disappointed last week. Didn't get the run he was hoping for, but, he is still a rookie. This is only his second race in the series, so, you expect a little bit. I think we get kind of a skewed expectation for rookies based on drivers like Chris Dodd and whatnot.
Oh, I mean, even with our first race... Oh, no! Can he flip the car back over? But no, that was weird. He landed perfectly, but his car was just not ready for it.
I think he hit that bump in just a way it just sent him capsized over on his lid, and unfortunately, Aiden DeGabriel flying upside down.
Man.
Next up, Eugene DeMax out of South Korea. Another rookie on track, running for Chris Dodd's team. He's got good equipment underneath him.
He does, especially after, Chris Dodd's championship season.
Yep, and Dodd did pretty well here last year. He got a top 5, so maybe DeMax got some notes from his teammate and boss. Let's see what he can do on track today, though.
Hopefully, in this jump here coming up, he can take his elevation to the max.
So, Eugene DeMax... I gotta say, a good thing for him that he may have an advantage over other people. Eugene DeMax, a lot experienced in endurance racing, which this is one of the longer tracks on the schedule.
Wow, let's just point out, that was probably the smoothest clean-cut turn right there in the final jump.
Let's go back to that. This is actually tracking very well comparatively to Tyler Benoit. He may have a chance to strike, take this lead away.
Now, let's just point out, though, so far, Tyler Benoit's time is actually not that great compared to the previous season records.
Yep. Tyler Kulesa got a 127 last year, and Tyler...
Oh, no! Speaking of Tyler Benoit...
Oh, man. Eugene DeMax makes a mistake. It's up into that barrier, lands on his lid, and that hurts. Doing that, it is not comfortable.
Oh, and hopefully he's going to be okay. But speaking of okay, we are Tigers, mighty, mighty Tigers. Chris Aurelio up to bat.
We are
Tigers. Mighty, mighty Tigers.
Yeah, Chris Aurelio on track, one of the veterans of this sport. A little too quick going through that section. He got up into the wall, but Chris Aurelio is one of the few drivers that's been around for every single race on the schedule. So he is the most experienced with this track. He's been running it since season 1.
Yeah, so he's going to be trying to battle with his other veteran buddy, Tyler Benoit, because they've been in the same amount of races. They've run the same amount, right?
Yep, neither has missed a race yet.
Yeah.
Both of them have both run at Dead Man's Curve in every season, so they've not had to worry about it. Now, we said earlier that this is a veterans racetrack. It's a lot of, complex techniques out on the circuit. So Chris Aurelio definitely has a good shot at battling for this win with Tyler Benoit.
Yeah. Besides hitting that opening turn there, hitting the wall there, it's actually been a pretty smooth run so far. Oh, clips it a little bit. It's not going to hurt him too bad. He's still going to get enough momentum to get back on track.
I bet you saw the run flash before his eyes there. That was a close
it's
call.
It's a scary jump, man. It really is.
Yeah, some drivers are uncertain about it. There's been some talk of maybe fixing it, but it's been kind of a muddled discussion.
It adds to the charm. I mean, drivers have gotten injured, but here we go, coming to the line.
Oh! 129.418. That is going to best Tyler Benoit by an entire 10th.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got last week's winner, Alexander Rowe, in the number 9, the rookie sensation that's sweeping the nation.
Yeah, hopefully it's not beginner's luck here. We've seen a lot of rookies do that. Come out strong and then just putter right out.
Yeah, such as Mason Powers a couple seasons back.
Exactly, yeah.
He did very well at Yuma, and then just couldn't keep that momentum.
And then ended up dropping out halfway through the season.
Yeah, it's tragic to see, but it's a very competitive sport. Whoa, it looks like Rowe got a little wide there. Almost made some contact with that barrier.
He's being aggressive, which is good for a rookie. I like when they see you being aggressive. You want to test your ability, especially when you're new to these kind of tracks. Hits that really smooth. Can he cut it in? He does.
Look at that. That was beautiful.
Man, for a person we don't know much about, he's got some really good skill.
Yeah, I mean, Alexander Rowe, before getting into this series, I've only ever seen him run stock cars. Has some road racing talent, so that applies here, but I've not seen him really do much on dirt, not really seen him do much in the way of this kind of driving, but...
Ooh, still going a little aggressive there, hitting these walls left and right.
Yikes.
Oh, just clips it over the hole in the wall. He's coming to the streets part now.
He's a little wily out in the racetrack. Now, this car doesn't have very good history here. Mark Holbert drove this style car last year, didn't do too well. And then Carson Bechtel also drove that car, and we know how that season turned out.
Oh, Carson Bechtel.
Looks like it's going to be a 132.298, third on the board right now. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's a respectable time, especially coming back. I was surprised he didn't DNF, so good for him.
Yeah, that was fairly decent comparatively.
But next up we got the Black Mamba, Matt Evans, looking for some redemption after last week.
Yep, did not do good here last year. I believe he wrecked out last year, which was not a good run for Matt Evans. You expect him to be competing for the wins all the time, but past couple seasons has not been peak Mamba.
I mean, he's tied for wins, I think, in Rallycross, correct? Or is it...
Yeah, he and Tyler Benoit still tied for wins. No one's been able to catch them to tie them up again, and none of them has pulled ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple drivers get close, but they just end up puttering out. It's really hard to get that many wins, especially in a race like this.
And it's deceptive, too, because it's only 4 victories.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like most other professional racing series, 4 victories is not that much. It's like, okay, you had a couple good races. Here, because...
Oh no, Matt! Can he flip it? He's able to get it. He's not going to get a good time, but at least he's not going to DNF like last year, at least for now.
That was terrifying. I've never seen a car go over there.
But, I mean, he pulled a veteran move. He was able to get back on track. He's got composure. He's coming to the final stretch here. Can he finish it out?
Makes it through the Cortez turn, and we'll have to see what the time could possibly be on this one, because he had a decent time before that.
He did.
We'll have to see how much time that really knocked off of him.
Ooh, hits the wall. Oh, no, it's not going to be a good finish for him.
That car might be ill-handling. 134.164. That is not going to be a good time, and I guess Elkhorn Pike is just not his racetrack.
No.
And next up is that guy, is Jeffrey Finn Guy, car number 14, coming off of a DNF last week in Yuma.
Can we talk about something for a second?
Yeah.
We got a bunch of really cool nicknames, and you went with that guy, Jeffrey Finn Guy.
We're trying to think of a new one. Remember, he's not the replacement anymore. He's running full
So
schedule
he's
channel.
that guy.
He's that guy, my man. But Jeffrey Finn guy, off to a bad start this year, but, the season's still young. He has a chance to pick it up.
All right, here we're going to the jump here, which has tripped up a lot of drivers today. Can he handle himself well? So far, so good. He snaps it in.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. We haven't seen anyone really cut into that inside quarter. They've been really riding that wall and getting a lot of, slowing down a lot.
Yeah. As a Finn guy making his way through this section of the course. Ooh, a little bouncy there, but Finn guy used to the cold here. He's from Michigan, so he's used to inclement weather.
Well, he's that guy,
Yeah, he is that guy.
Yeah.
No,
no!
not enough. And hey, he lucked out here though. That could have been a lot worse.
It could have been, but I think it's what's going to happen. He saw a lot of drivers being messing up there or hitting that top beam. It makes you hesitant. It makes you afraid to put the throttle on.
And I don't think Finn guy.
This time he put the throttle on.
Yeah, he's trying to figure it out. It's very hard to time that perfectly. Get that correct amount of distance.
Almost clips the Cortez turn. Oh man.
And hopefully his teammate doesn't do it. His teammate's coming up in a couple of runs, so we'll have to see how Esteves Cortez can handle the course. Coming to the line quick through the S's, but a 1:46.483 is not going to be the time he was hoping for. Here's the first of the 3 Canadian drivers in the field. It's Mark Holbert, car number 11. Now, Holbert was a championship competitor last year, got 2 victories on the board, but did not do well at his home track.
Yeah.
He did not do well at Elkhorn Pike. One of the slower times on the board. So he's hoping for a little bit of redemption this time around. And look at this, he's quick.
Yeah, no, so far really smooth, hasn't hit any walls yet, really clean. I mean, I think he's looking for some redemption. He really wants to show his, his area proud.
He is tearing up the course right now.
Yeah.
This is some of the most aggressive racing I've seen, and he's not hit much. He's been keeping it clean as well.
Oh, let's see here. This is the one. Oh no! Keeping it clean, my ass.
Chad, this is our sensor. He's looking at us right now.
I'm sorry, Paul. Sorry about that.
Oh man. Yeah, he is shaking his head. We don't have the budget for the sensor horn, so.
Well, it's all right. We'll come up with something. I will go record it in the background.
So Mark Holbert had a very scary moment there, but he's still tearing up the course right now.
Yeah, it probably killed him a little bit, but not enough because the rest of this run has been pretty flawless besides that, so.
It's an absolute shame, though, because if he didn't have that problem, I would say this might compete with what Kulesa put down last year.
Kulesa had a great time, though, last year. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tyler Kulesa not back this year, focusing on other forms of racing.
Oh, perfect through the street section. Can he finish strong?
Third place, 1:30.982, considering.
Yeah, respectable, yeah.
Considering that issue, that is an incredible time for Mark Holbert.
But next up, it's the man, the myth, the legend from this course in particular. We're not quoting Billy Bishop because, he's not a thing anymore. But hopefully, he does not hit that turn again.
Just to clarify, Billy Bishop is still alive and well.
He's still.
It's just that he's not presently here. Just in case anyone was terrified out there.
He is still alive.
But Esteves Cortez, car number 13, the Phoenix, he had a pretty good season last year, a nice redemption run.
Yeah.
Now, he's decided to take one more season on board. After this, he wants to go into broadcasting.
Oh, nosedive a little bit.
Oh,
but it was
not bad.
Yeah, slowed him down, but he's able to build up some speed, especially going through this checkpoint here.
See what we can do in this section of the course. This is kind of the backwoods area. Just off the highway on the other side of that little lip. From the hills that are in this area, very hilly area.
What I've noticed about this section is a lot of people, it's hard for them to really get the speed to hit those bumps smoothly. I haven't seen anyone do it. Oh, still a little too harsh hitting that turn. We've seen a lot of drivers do that today.
Yeah, a lot of people are carrying some serious speed out of that section of the race course. Now here's the moment we're waiting for. And he actually turns it a little too wide.
Well, if I was someone with that reputation of that turn, I would go wide too.
As Esteves Cortez, car number 13, coming to the line. Let's see what this run will do.
A little slow through the final stretch here.
And a 1:32.518. That will be 5th on the board at the moment. Next up, it's another Canadian. It's Sean Angel, car number 5, driving as the teammate to Mark Holbert. So they actually got 2 Canadians on that team for S3 Motorsports. So,
yeah, and Mark Holbert putting up a respectable time right in the top 5 there, so hopefully Sean Angel can follow suit.
Could bode well for Sean Angel. He did not do well here last year.
Yeah, no.
So
him and Mark Holbert, man, they were not showing Canada proud.
In fact, a lot of Canadians tend to struggle here because remember Carson Bechtel, also from Canada, he struggled here as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So Canada and Elkhorn Pike just not mixing.
Heck, and Matt Evans loves Canada too. So there's just something about people that love Canada. I don't know.
Yeah, so appreciation for the land up north just results in failure. I think that's what scientifically proven. That's the correlation.
Obviously.
Love for Canada equals bad rally racing. But Sean Angel is definitely putting up a respectable run so far. Not too many errors. See what he can do with the hole in the wall.
Yeah, he's got a lot of speed. Did he clip the wall? No. Smooth so far. Can he make it through here? Perfect.
A little wide here.
Yep, but he's able to snap back in. Now he's just got to finish strong on the street circuit. Can he do it?
Yep, the top time is a difficult one to beat, a 1:29.418. No one's even been able to be close to Chris Aurelio so far. No one's been able to break the 30s except for him.
A lot of speed, snapping back and forth. Can he do it?
He does it! 1:28.321. That's a second advantage.
Making Canada proud, man. Making Canada proud.
Wow, Sean Angel. I mean, we got Seth Cole on track right now, the stunt man, but I just got to mention that Sean Angel had one of the wackiest seasons last year. He won a race, finished last twice.
Yeah.
DNQ'd at Dead Man's Curve. Didn't do too well at Yuma, and now he gets another top spot. We'll have to see if he can hold on to it.
Yeah, no, it's going to be tough to beat that time. I mean, it's still not a track record time, so we still got some drivers left that can get that caliber of race out.
Seth Cole, car number 15, the stunt man. He's going to one of his favorite sections of the course.
Do a flip! Do a flip! No, he's not doing a flip.
I don't think he wants to try a flip. Ooh, and that was he dug the nose in.
Yeah, but you know what? That same thing. Who did it? What driver nosedived earlier?
A lot of drivers have nosedived.
Yeah, well, it seems to work out for him because it slows you down, is able to give you back on track, and able to actually hit that turn in a straight way. So
car number 15. Seth Cole. Some drivers were upset by this. Chris Aurelio particularly that Seth Cole adopted the Mighty Mighty Tigers colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I guess Seth Cole trying to jack that branding.
Well, it isn't I am Tiger. It's we are Tigers. So everyone can rock the stripes, man.
Everyone's a Tiger.
Yeah, everyone.
You know what? That's gonna help their extinction.
Can we talk about this final stretch here?
Whoa! 1:28.881
out of nowhere! Oh my gosh!
We went from having 30s all the way around to just two 1:28s right in a row. So next up, the third and final Canadian on track is Alex Tanker. And the number 12, he's a driver that we're glad to have back. It's been a while since he's been on track for a full schedule.
I miss it when he was the cream machine.
Yep, unfortunately, the cream machine not back this year. He's driving those colors that ran last year for Colin Bartel. Bartel did not have a particularly good showing in the number 12.
Yeah.
But Tanker hoping to pick up the pace. In fact, the 12 has not had a very good history. I can't actually recall a time when the 12 has won a race. So in fact, the 5 of Sean Angel has not won a race yet either.
Ooh, here we go.
Think about it.
Not a bad section through there. Hits the jump pretty well. A little rocky near the end, but he's got a lot of momentum coming through this middle stretch here.
I'm not sure about the pace he's setting, but he could be it could be deceptive since he's been kind of smooth, but not like as aggressive and biting as other drivers.
I mean, Seth Cole was kind of out of the blue too. I mean, I didn't expect him to actually get into the 1:28s.
Yeah,
so.
He looked pretty fast. I thought he was going to break 1:30, but I didn't think he was going to challenge Sean Angel for that top spot.
All right, so far so good. As long as Alex Tanker doesn't hit any walls here through the street section, he might be able to get in the top 5.
Let's see what Alex Tanker can do. He's had a couple of rough years trying to break his way back into the sport.
Oh, a little wide. That's going to throw him off. He might
that
actually
always gets him. Always gets him a 1:29.441. That could have done it if he had kept it going. As next up we have Chris Dodd with the hot bod.
Yeah.
A lot of fans out here today for him, and even though it's cold, you still see those Dodd booty shorts that are so popular in the merchandise booth.
I own a pair.
I own 2, so I can't.
Me and Richard Johnson plan on going out to the bars wearing them after this, trying to warm ourselves up with some whiskey. So if you want to join us, come right on.
All right, we're gonna have to get a group of people so they each have a section of his phrase. So one's gotta say Chris, one's gotta say Dodd, one's gotta say hot, one's gotta say bod, and one of course has to say with. But
let's point out though, he actually went slow, hit the downslope, and was actually getting him some momentum.
That is a pretty interesting strategy by Chris Dodd, and I'm not sure what that'll do. He might be able to pick up some time here. Now, Chris Dodd had a very good effort last year, was up in the top 5, I think a 5th place finish overall for him. So Chris Dodd having a good luck at this racetrack. He could have a good showing yet again.
So far, so good. Oh, almost clips it there, but he's able to maintain his approach coming into the street section here. Can he snap it in? He does. Really clean turn.
Really good turn around the Cortez point. Coming through the final sections of the course. Through the S's. Can Chris Dodd challenge Sean Angel? This could be close. Coming to the line. What's he going to do? Second.
Oh!
Just missed it.
Wow!
And Sean Angel had a very deceptive run, too. I did not expect it to be a 128.321. So Chris Dodd, so close. Not going to get that third victory today, but a great job by Chris Dodd.
Yeah. Speaking of, surprising rookies like last year, we got the new rookie on scene, William Brock.
Yeah, William Brock definitely turned some heads at Yuma. A lot of the drivers were talking about that in the garage area. They were wondering what Brock could do. And remember, this car went to victory lane last year with Tyler Kulesa at the helm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brock and his team bought all the assets from that team, which was at the time known as Thunder from Down Under, which is one of the best team names in the series. And he's going to try that approach too.
Well, really soon though. He actually went the full slope right down. I don't know if that's going to help him. Chris Dodd at least had a lot more momentum and just kind of went halfway down.
Kind of interesting here. It looks like he's kind of searching for a line to go on, and that might have killed the run. I don't think he's going to get the top spot with that. But he's going to try and salvage this thing to the best of his ability. Maybe he can eke out some extra speed, get himself a good finish.
Now we just got to get to the hole in the walls. Has tripped up a lot of rookies today. Oh, hits it through there pretty smooth, a little wide though.
Pretty good, not bad. It's a very difficult jump. A lot of people look at that and think, finally someone hit the Cortez point.
Ooh, that's scary.
Brock didn't hit it as bad as Cortez did that one time.
No. Cortez got stuck real good.
Coming to the line, what's William Brock going to get? A 132.148. And not the time he was hoping for, but, William Brock still going strong.
But speaking of the man that might be able to take out Sean Angel, we got Captain Clutch himself, Ray Davis.
Yeah, Ray Davis is one of those sleeper drivers that you sometimes forget about, but they are quite good indeed. Had a good run last year, got himself a victory at Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. And Davis is, drivers to definitely watch, especially when he goes up near the tail end of the grid.
He's unpredictable. He's had some bad runs before, but he's always been a really consistent driver, and you don't know when he can pull off a win.
Yep, and Davis did not do especially great in Yuma. Wasn't able to get that run he was hoping for, but this could be an opportunity for him.
Oh, hits that real nice.
Get up there in the points. Yeah, this could be good. I'm still have some reservations, but we'll have to see what Davis can do in the final sections of the course. So Ray Davis, car number 7, long-time driver. One of the few drivers left from season 1.
Yeah.
And that's where he got his first win. He got at SAR.
Ooh.
Oh, no, he made some contact with the wall.
No, can he get it back on his... Oh, no.
Oh, and Ray Davis is going to end up capsized, and that, unfortunately, is not going to be a day for Captain Clutch. So next up, Scott Roush for Evans Engineering Incorporated. Both drivers DNF'd last week in Yuma.
Yeah.
So not a good run for Scott Roush. He currently anchors the point standings since he got dead last.
It was not a pretty sight from Evans Engineering. It was just a really pitiful start to the season.
Yeah, that was a near Bechtel tier performance out of the EI bunch. But, Scott Roush is here once again. This track's a little bit more in line with, say, a Dead Man's Curve where he got a top 10 finish. So he might have a good chance here, these traditional rally circuits with a little bit of a crazy edge to them, like right here. Mm-hmm. He's actually going to go for the jump.
Oh.
And
he landed it so well, but for some reason that last little bump there really tripped him up.
Yeah, it kind of knocked him off a little sideways. He got a little bit of a slide coming out of that bump section.
Yeah.
And it really just didn't work out in his favor. But Scott Roush trying to work his way up through the field. A bit of a road racer when he's not running these rally races. Has some experience with some of the rally teams. Bill Patriot, his rally mentor, really helping him out in the scene. He's a pretty legendary builder of rally cars. That's who he drove for last year, in fact, when he ran the Dead Man's Curve event. Coming through the final sections of the course, we'll see where Scott Roush is going to slot in, and then we'll have one more driver to go.
Oh no, he had a lot of speed too.
Heavy contact with that wall, a 131.050. Not the worst run we've seen. That's going to be a top 10. As last up, Cody Smart, car number 20, Benoit Motorsports driver. driving a color scheme reminiscent of Adam Dunlap's championship-winning car. But that's not a championship-winning entrance into that entrance of the course.
That looks more like an Adam Dunlap drunken scene.
That was more Adam Dunlap from the Everglades in season 2.
That was a funny one, let me tell you.
And we can't make too many jokes on that though. He managed to do a run like that and ended up winning the championship a race before the close of the season.
Oh yeah, no one had a chance. The only person that was even point eligible almost was Tyler Benoit.
And that was his teammate, so...
Yeah, so
Benoit Motorsports is definitely the organization to drive for.
Oh no! Can he get back on his wheels? He does!
Oh, that's going to kill the time, though, so I think that basically locks it up for Sean Angel.
Oh, man.
But Cody Smart, that is unfortunate for the number 20. He's trying his best, but again, Smart, still a rookie. He still has a little bit of time to improve.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's tough. I mean, the Rallycross is probably one of the hardest types of racing, especially in this circuit here. We go to some challenging places and almost clips it just like his teammate. Oh man,
that's the problem when you have Tyler Benoit as a mentor. You always do the same mistakes. You just end up crashing your face into a archway.
Well, Tyler Benoit, when he was early too, he liked to play really aggressive. And that's what he likes to do. Now he's trying to be a little more reserved, but Cody Smart going on the more aggressive side, but not a good finish here. It's going to be a 1:34.657 to finish off today's race.
And the winner is going to be Sean Angel, his second career victory.
Yeah.
If you had told me going into the event that Sean Angel would win, I would not have believed you. He's in a cursed car, which I guess you could say he broke the Billy Bishop curse on that machine.
Yeah.
So he wins it. Chris Dodd in second. Seth Cole, Chris Aurelio, Alex Tanker, your top 5.
Followed by, veteran Tyler Benoit, Mark Holbert, a pretty respectable finish. Scott Roush, not bad either. Followed by William Brock and Alexander Rowe. Look at all those rookies there, finishing out the top 10.
Yeah, good performances by them. And also, all 3 Canadians finished inside the top 10. So
yeah.
Great showing by the local crowd. And I'm just so surprised with Sean Angel getting that top spot. Let's take a look at the rest of the field. Esteves Cortez, not the run he was hoping for, 11th overall. Robert Piet, 12th, but he gets that bonus point, gives him points for 11th place. So Piet back to his old 10th, 11th ways.
Yep.
Stephen Carter in 13th, not the run he was hoping for. Matt Evans and Cody Smart, your top 15.
And then we round out the rest of the field. Jeffrey Finguy, that guy, going at 1:46.483. And then the rest of the DNFs. Eugene D. Max, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Ray Davis, and Aiden D. Gabriel.
Yep, Aiden D. Gabriel just did not have the run that he was hoping for. That is an absolute shame for him. So, yeah, that's the way the field is going to stack out. Let's take a look at the point standings following this event. Chris Aurelio and Tyler Benoit are tied for the points lead. The tiebreaker is most top 5. That goes to Chris Aurelio. He's finished in the top 5 in both.
Oh, man, look at those veterans out there. Look at that.
Alexander Rowe, Sean Angel, Chris Dodd, all tied for 3rd. That rounds out your top 5. Then you have a tie between Stephen Carter and William Brock. Then it's Cortez, Tanker, and Seth Cole rounding out the top 10. The points look aggressive early on.
Yeah, but I mean, look at that. The 2 veterans out in front. That's pretty impressive. Then we got Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Robert Piet, Mark Holbert, Cody Smart, and Ray Davis.
Yep, then you have Scott Roush and Matt Evans, the EEI guys, trying to work their way out of that hole they're in. Eugene DeMax now off to a good start, and Aiden DeGabriel 19th. Jeffrey Finguy anchors to field in 20th. Not a good start to the year for Jeffrey Finguy. Well, this was a really fun event, as always, when you come to Elkhorn Pike. Next week, we're going to a brand new racetrack, La Fortuna in Costa Rica. It's going to be a lot warmer there, Chad. So,
speaking of warmer, if anyone wants to come drink whiskey with me, with, Richard Johnson, hit me up.
Yep, so make sure you do that. Elkhorn Pike does have a local tavern. So thank you for watching this broadcast of the Utica Rallycross series, and I guess if you say if we're going to a tavern, drink responsibly if you go.
Don't drink responsibly. It's fine.
You can't say that. You can't say that, Chad. Look, Paul's looking at us, and he's quite upset.
It's okay, Paul doesn't need to know.
Paul can clearly hear you. He's got the headset on.
No, he doesn't.
Chad, what are we gonna do with you?
Go to the bar?
Correct. Let's go.
All right.